Hey guys, it's Chelsea, and today is January 1st, 2015, so happy 2015. I thought that I would do a December favorites for you, and I'm actually doing it like in a really timely manner on the first day of January, which is crazy. So I thought I'd do December favorites, and then also December knits, because that's kind of a short stack. But some of these things are things that I got for Christmas that I've really been enjoying, and I can see that I'm going to enjoy a lot more. And then some other ones are things that I've just been enjoying for a little while. So let's get started. Okay, so the very first thing that I have is something that I've kind of become obsessed with this month, and that is flannel shirts. I mean, I've always liked flannel shirts, but I don't know what happened. First of all, Old Navy came out with really cute ones this year, and then I just kept buying them. So this flannel shirt I've had for years and years and years. It's actually like a Ralph Lauren flannel shirt, and it's got like elbow patches. My grandmother, this was actually her shirt, and she gave it to me because it didn't fit her. I love this shirt. This shirt has gone through fitting and then being too small and then fitting again, so I've had it for a while. And then at the beginning, like I think in like September or October, I bought this one at Old Navy when they first came out with their flannel shirts this year, and I absolutely loved it. I wore it all the time. So then I think in November I bought this one, and yes, I had this one in November because I wore it when we went to California on the plane. And flannel shirts are perfect plain shirts. Oh my gosh, I've been loving them. And then on Black Friday, I ordered a bunch of stuff from Old Navy. I actually ordered this polar bear shirt as well, and this flannel shirt. I actually completely forgot about the stuff I ordered because it didn't come until a couple days before Christmas, which seemed like a long time to ship from Black Friday. So I got this one then too, and so I've only worn it a couple times, but I've really liked it. I think I wore it in a video a couple weeks ago. And then for Christmas, my brother and his fiance got me this one, which is like a really pretty like winter white and gray. So flannel shirts have been my non-work day wear obsessions. Okay, so the next thing I will talk about are these earrings. So Veronica actually sent these to me last year, either for Christmas or my birthday. And then I wore them. They must have been around Christmas that she sent them, because I remember I wore them last Christmas. And then I wore them like basically the last 2 weeks of December, pretty much every day. So as you guys know, I make earrings, and so I wear them a fair amount, but then I go through like stretches where I don't wear them at all. I don't wear them as often in the winter because my hats pull on them and my scarves and everything. But these are just adorable, and every single day that I wore them, I got compliments on them. So I love those. I might have to pull them out again for birthday week coming up soon. Okay, so the next thing that I will show you are my new shoes. If you guys watched my day in the life last week, you saw these. I got these for Christmas, and I've been wanting to try shoes from this brand for a really long time, and they had a Black Friday special, and I was on the phone with my mom when I saw it, and I was like, oh my gosh, these shoes are on sale for 50% off. And she was like, well, you know, I'll buy them for you for Christmas. So they are Vivo Barefoots, and first of all, I adore the color of them. They are a minimalist running shoe, and I run in minimalist shoes. I sometimes even wear no shoes at all when I'm running in the summer. I usually wear 5 fingers, and then I also have some Merrell Barefoots when they used to actually make real Barefoots. I have 2 of the same pair because I love them so much, and those are like my everyday tennis shoes and they're what I wear like if I'm going walking. But then I've really been wanting to try this brand. I really like them. They seem really awesome. They make some of their shoes in vegan with no animal products, which, you know, we do wear some clothing that has animal products, but if I can buy something that doesn't, that's even more awesome. So these are actually one of their vegan shoes. This is the Vivo one, and I wore them for a run last weekend and absolutely adored them last Saturday. It was an awesome run. I rarely run in anything other than 5 fingers, so it did feel a little weird, but I can see that I could run in these. And that is one thing that's nice, is my 5 fingers aren't super comfortable for walking in if I decide to like do a walk run or if I'm going with someone else. But these I can see are comfortable for both, so I was really excited about them. Absolutely love them. I've also been wearing them every morning for my morning workout, so I adore them. Alright. So the next thing we'll do is one last thing to wear. I think it's maybe my last thing to wear is these jeans that I have on. Let me scoot these out. I showed these also in my day in the life. These were also a Christmas present. So again, I haven't had them all that long, but I am so excited to have a new pair of jeans. So I was trying to think about it right before I started filming this, and it's probably been 3 or 4 years since I bought a new pair of jeans, because I think really the last time I bought jeans was when I had gained so much weight that my jeans I was wearing every day didn't fit anymore. And then after I lost the weight, I went back to wearing my old jeans, and they were pretty much new, and I'd just taken a break from wearing them, so they weren't really worn out. But that pair that I had been wearing were kind of too big. And I think I said that in my day in the life. Like, as I went through the day, they would kind of become too big as they stretched out. So I got this pair. I found them on super good sale. They're from J. Crew, which their jeans are usually really expensive, but they were actually on sale for $17. So it was another thing where I was out shopping with my mom, and I was about to purchase them, and she was like, oh, I'll just get them for you and give them to you for Christmas. So I got them for Christmas. I love them. They're super comfortable. They really feel nice, and it actually feels really good to wear a pair of jeans that fits. Alright, so let's do one last thing for wearing, and then we'll move on. So one thing that I've absolutely been loving, and I've had this for a long time, but in the winter it reminds me of why it's awesome, is my Qualo ring. So if you guys haven't seen this before, it's actually a silicone ring that comes in different colors, and Nathan and I both have really nice rings. My ring was given to me by Nathan's mother a couple weeks before she passed away. So it's very important to me. It is a big ring, and I love it, but I just don't wear a lot of jewelry, and so a lot of times it's a little much to wear. It also is a little big, and it needs to be sized. And so over the summer, we bought these rings just because for everything that we do outdoors and working out and all that kind of stuff, we had gotten to where we weren't wearing our rings ever. And, you know, obviously to us, like, our rings it's not like, oh my gosh, you're not wearing your ring, you're not married or whatever. But we do really like to wear them, and it's important to us. So we both purchased these rings and have started wearing them pretty much instead of wearing our wedding rings. Originally, we were wearing them like on the weekend and in the evening, and then wearing our nice rings during the week. But it's just become so comfortable. It's so light on my finger. I don't have to worry about anything happening to it. I don't have to worry about, you know, getting food in it or anything like that. But the real reason that it's my December favorite is I really didn't like having to take my rings off when I went and worked at Ski Patrol. Because when I'm cold, obviously my hands shrink even more. So my rings were even more too big, but I couldn't even size them down to where my hands are when they're cold. But when I'm working Ski Patrol, usually what happens is I get to an accident scene, I pull off my ski gloves, and I put on medical gloves. And then I pull off the medical gloves and put back on my ski gloves. And it's really easy to lose a ring when you're doing that. So I absolutely love these because I don't have to worry about, I mean, they're cheap if something does happen to them, but they hug my fingers so they're really not coming off. And I don't have to worry about knocking it on anything or messing it up. So I have absolutely loved this, and it's just reminded me, you know, I didn't have it last winter, so this winter has just really reminded me of how much I like it. Okay, what else? Okay, so the next thing I've been liking, if you've been watching my days in the life, you've been seeing these, are these face masks. So I ordered these on Amazon, and you'll notice there's not much English on the package. I think the brand is like Hey Apple Girl or something like this, but it's a Taiwanese brand. I had never used face masks before I tried these, and I really like them. I'm really enjoying them. My face gets really dry in the winter between living in a really cold climate and ski patrolling and all that kind of stuff. My face just takes a beating. So I've been using one about once a week or twice a week, just depending, and I really have been enjoying them. They're very unique masks. Some of them are these lace masks that you can see right here, and they're actually like a thin lace that stretches over your face, and that's really nice. So I've been really enjoying these. Once I finish all of them, I am going to do a, hey, this is what I thought of each one video, but I have been really enjoying them a lot. So the next, like, beauty product, I sound all official, like, doing beauty products in this, is this Big Sexy Hair, it's a root pump, And so if you guys don't know this, like confession time, I only wash my hair like once a week. And it's actually kind of due for a wash is why it's like up in this ridiculous bun. This time last year I was washing my hair every single day and it was brittle and terrible and never growing and it was a pain. And so I started using dry shampoo on it and really broke it of that cycle, and now I don't wash it very often at all. And it's a lot healthier for my hair. But my hair gets really flat. So like the first day I wash it and dry it, and then I can wear it down that day, and then I wasn't able to wear it down any days after that because it just like goes like flat on the top of my head, and it just looked terrible. And so I'd wear it in a braid, or I'd wear it up or whatever. But I started using this stuff on it, and I just use a tiny bit. Like I just pull up the front and spray it, and then I spray it in the back as well when it's still wet, and then I've been drying my hair. It does make my hair a little bit, not stiff, just like when you run your fingers through it, it's like almost coarse a little bit in the spots that you've sprayed it. But it works out after like a couple days. You don't feel it anymore. But what it does is actually allows me to wear my hair down for like 2, sometimes 3 days, because the front just stays so much more volumized. I have very, very thin hair. In fact, like so thin that I've got to be careful when I pull it up that it's not like you can't like see my scalp because it's so thin. And I have long hair now, and so it just really easily just goes to nothing. But this really does help a lot. So I have been liking this. I think it was like, might have been like $16 or something. I actually found it first at TJ Maxx for really cheap, and I wish I would have bought it, but the line was really long and I didn't feel like waiting in it, and so then I found it again, I think at CVS, and I purchased it. So I have really liked this a lot. I almost put that in my November favorites when I did it, but I had only used it once and I didn't think it was fair to do it, because if I only wash my hair once a week, you know, I don't use it all that much. And I can see that's the other thing. I can see it'll last me a long time because I don't use very much of it, and then I only use it like once a week. So I'm going to put it in your face a few more times there. Okay, so those are my beauty products. So the next thing is this phone charger. So again, I will confess, this is something I got for Christmas, and I've only used it one time, but I've been wanting one for a really long time, and I can tell you that it's really going to make a difference for me. So this is actually sort of like a power stick for your phone, but it's just a little bit different. First of all, it's adorable, and then when you open it up, it actually has a mirror. Sorry to blind you. And then if you push this button on the top, it shows you that it's completely charged, the power thing is. And then one thing I really like about this as opposed to power sticks is the charging cable is actually here in the phone. So this is the end that plugs into the cable, or into the charging thing. And then you actually just pull this one out and you plug it into your phone. So that all stays connected, which is really nice. It also has a card slot if you wanted to store some cards in it. And then they do have an adapter to change this out for an iPhone. I just don't have that because I don't need it because I don't have an iPhone. And then when you're ready to charge it, you just use the same cable and plug it in up here, and then plug in the USB in to your charger. It is super convenient. I love the size of it. It's really thin. It's definitely bigger than a charge stick, obviously, but it fits very nicely just in the back of my purse. It holds a charge. Like if you charge it up and don't use it, it holds a charge for 2 years, which obviously I haven't tested since I've had it for 2 weeks or a week. But I do really like the safety of that. You know, it is rare that I'm away from an outlet, but it does happen. And it actually happened a lot in the month of November when I was traveling so much, and I kind of wish I had had it then. But I can see just going forward how important it's going to be, because I just feel so much safer when I have my cell phone and it's charged. And as much as I use my phone between vlogging and all that, it's nice to have it. It's also nice the size of it. At first I thought that I would like a stick more, but I like this size because actually when I have it plugged in, I can actually hold it and my phone together, because they're both kind of a similar shape. Obviously my phone is bigger than this, but it's a similar shape, and so that is nice. The mirror is actually kind of convenient too, just like if I ever, need to check it out. So I'm a fan. This is Halo brand. My mom actually said she found them on QVC on a special buy. So I'm not really sure how much they are since it was a Christmas present, but I'm a fan. Okay, so the next thing that I have is another Christmas present, but I have used it every single day. Oh, it's warm. Since Christmas, and I'm so in love with it. I thought that this was a really selfish thing to want for a long time, but now I am totally seeing why it is so amazing. It probably is still selfish, but Okay, so as you guys know, I drink a lot of tea, like usually at least 2 glasses a day. Or I drink like out of my tumbler that I talked about in November, which I still love, by the way. Or I drink out of that like the entire day. Like I fill it up in the morning and drink from it all day. So I make a lot of tea. And we actually only had a tea kettle that you like filled and put on the stove. And actually a funny story about that tea kettle. So like 5 years ago, we moved into an apartment and we actually took over a lease. I guess it was like a townhome, but we took over someone else's lease. And in the middle of the summer. And about 2 weeks after we moved in, we started getting these boxes from Crate & Barrel. And they were wedding presents for the people who used to live there. So I guess they registered on Crate & Barrel and then they never changed their address. So we contacted Crate & Barrel and they were like, well, we can't do anything. That's the address that they listed. You can pay to mail them back and return them. And I was like, well, I don't really want to pay to mail them back. And they said, or you can try and find the person and contact them. So we wrote them Facebook messages. We tried to contact people that we knew that were going to the wedding. We tried all these different ways. We waited 6 whole months after their wedding, contacting them. We wrote them emails. We wrote them Facebook messages. They never wrote us back. So after the 6-month point, we opened the presents. So one of the things that were in it was a really nice stainless steel stovetop tea kettle. So that's how we got our tea kettle. And that's what we've used for 5 years ever since. And obviously, you know, it worked just fine. But number one, I really don't like having to turn on the stove every morning. Just because I'm really paranoid about leaving the stove and oven on. And it's something that I would go back multiple times and check. Because I'm really paranoid about it. So that was annoying. And then the other thing that was annoying is Indy is terrified of the whistle on the tea kettle. So I would always stand right there at the tea kettle, and as soon as the steam even started coming out through the top, I would pull it off the stove. And then I felt like I had to pour my water right away and get my tea ready right away because it was going to start getting cold. So I've been wanting a electric tea kettle for a really long time. I'd used one before I switched positions last year. The outpost office that we had an electric tea kettle because that was the only way you could get clean water. But I'd use that one a lot, and it was just like a simple flip the switch and it comes on and then you pour the water. A lot of my teas specify what temperature to brew them at, and I just always had ignored that. But I had done some reading on it and I knew that it was important. So I really wanted a tea kettle that you could specify your temperatures. And I did a lot of research. Breville has a really nice one, Cuisinart had a really nice one, and Zorza-Ruccio had a really nice one. The Zorza-Ruccio one was a little out of my price range. The Breville one and the Cuisinart one were pretty similar. I ended up going with the Cuisinart, and I requested it for Christmas. And so it has a base that plugs into the wall, and then this kettle sits on top of that base, so then when you pour your tea, you can pick it up off of this base. And I actually did a watch it work video in my day in the life last week, if you want to see that. But it has the buttons for the different temperatures. And then it also has a keep warm feature, and that has been what is so nice. I never realized how much it was bogging down my morning routine to have to go stand there at the tea kettle. First of all, it took 4 minutes for the water to boil with the tea kettle, and this takes a minute and a half or 2 minutes depending on how much water's in there. And then I would have to stand right there at it. So now what happens is I walk in the kitchen, I click the start button, and then I do whatever I need to do, and when I'm ready to pour my tea, it's still hot water because it keeps it warm for 30 minutes, unless I click the stop button. So I've just been clicking the button, doing Indy's medicine and everything, and then coming back and pouring my tea when I'm ready to pour it, instead of having to either wait till after I do his medicine to stand there and babysit the kettle, or to have it be whistling while I'm doing his medicine and he's freaking out. So I'm totally loving it. It's really warm right now. That's why I'm sitting here hugging it. It's awesome. It's changed my tea game. I really I thought it was such a selfish gift. I was like, you know what? I already have a kettle. I need to be more realistic, but I could not have imagined that I would love it this much. So I am excited. It also has really pretty blue lights that light up. The level of the water lights up and then the buttons light up, which you can't see because it's not plugged in right now. But I love it. Okay. Put the tea kettle down. Put the tea kettle down. Okay, so the next thing I have is a book. And it's a book that I have actually owned for a long time, and I bought it over the summer, and I started reading it. when we were taking our foster care and adoption classes. And then when we decided to stop that process, I kind of needed to just sort of distance myself from the whole thing for a little while. And so I stopped reading it, and then I've picked it back up just in the past month, and I've really enjoyed reading it again. So it's not going to be a book for everyone that probably watches my videos, but it's something that's important for us to learn about. So the book is called Parenting Beyond Belief. So it's actually about raising ethical children without religion being the primary way that they learn their ethics. So Nathan and I both grew up in religious homes, but neither of us really identify with religion at this point. And so for us, raising kids without church being the center of their life is something that we aren't completely sure how to do. So we've been trying to reach out and learn as much as we can about that. So this book is really interesting. It actually has stories from different people who are, big in secular communities, and also people who were religious people and decided to raise their children without religion. So each chapter is either a story from someone or a compilation of stories from someone on different topics, such as Christmas and Santa Claus and living with, in neighborhoods and communities that are religious focused and that kind of stuff. So the first chapter was kind of hard for me, not hard, but it was just like I had to power through it because it was just stories. And I was like, I hear your stories, but I want to know what tools I can use. And then once I got through that first chapter, the content got a lot more interesting for me. So it's been a really good book. He has a few, this person, Dale McGowan, I guess, has a few other books that I think I'm going to want to check out as well. But I'm really enjoying this book. Okay, those are my December favorites. So really quickly, because this video is getting long, I'm going to tack on my December knitting because it's really pathetic. Okay, so the first item are these socks that I actually showed you in, they're kind of wrinkly. I showed them to you in my November knitting because I was like, these are almost done. They got done before Christmas, but they didn't end up being very long in the calf because they needed to get done before Christmas. So yeah, I think I showed these and we're like, look, I've already turned the heel and they're great. Like, they're going well. They were going great. I don't know, I got really lazy with knitting this month. Part of that, I think, is because it got cold, or it was cold. It wasn't as cold in December as it was in November, which is why you're not seeing like hats and gloves and everything like you were last month. But I got lazy. I don't know what happened. I really have no explanation. Part of it was Nathan started a different job and was working different hours, and so I didn't have like a lot of evenings at home by myself like I did in November, and I wasn't traveling. In November I spent like 24 hours in a car and like 6 days on an airplane. So, so I finished these socks. I did for Christmas, and I wore them Christmas Day, and they were amazing, and I love them. This was the really cheap Red Heart yarn. I absolutely love it. It's wearing nice. It's washing nice. Love it. The other thing I knitted, which is part of why my sock knitting slowed down because I did take a few days off, is I knitted some baby hats for Veronica's baby, and I don't have them to show you because they're at her house, maybe on her baby's head, I don't know. So I don't have those to show you, but they were just some little baby hats, so I knitted those. And then, in November, September, I knit like 4 pairs of socks, and then in December, I got like through one. But this is the pair of socks that I've actually been knitting on this month after I finished the Christmas socks. It's a very interesting, it's called Clover Colors. It's actually a Patons yarn. It's a really interesting, it's like, I don't know, it's interesting. And I turned the heel last night and then did not get very far on the legs because Cards vs. Humanity happened. Which that would be in my December favorites, but I forgot it till just now. Yes, we bought Cards vs. Humanity. Like, yesterday. Anyways, so that happened, and so I didn't get very far on them. But I was hoping to finish them before December and then start January like with a new pair. I did get a lot of sock yarn for Christmas, so there will be lots of socks coming, hopefully. I considered, like, some people have put like a thing of yarn into different paper bags that they can't see, and then they're like drawing a skein out each month. I thought about doing that, but I decided I have 8 things of sock yarn that I would like to use in the year 2015. Obviously, I'm probably going to end up buying some more, But I at least want to get through those 8. So I thought about doing that, but then I decided I don't really need a lot of motivation. Like, if my motivation slows down and my speed slows down any more than it is, then I will do that. But for now, I'm just going to pick the next one that I want to knit. So anyways, these socks should be finished fairly soon. Watch, I'll eat those words, but hopefully they will be finished soon and I will have another pair to show you at the end of January. So thank you guys for hanging out. Happy 2015. Thank you for a great 2014. It was absolutely wonderful. I hope your holidays were good. I hope you are having a great New Year's Day. I look forward to everything we're doing in 2015. There's going to be lots of cooking videos coming soon for the month of January, and then anything else you want. So just let me know. Let me know if you're enjoying the favorites videos and what else you want to see. So I hope you guys have a great day, and I'll talk to you later. Bye.